let's learn some magic. Today, I'm going to give you an updated version of the Occultism storage process, because Occultism has changed how they do things. To determine whether this is the correct video or if you should go watch the one that I've labeled old, hop into your JEI or REI and type in taboo. If you've got this taboo from Occultism, then this is the correct video. So first off, break a bunch of grass. Chances are, unless you're very unlucky, you will get a couple demon dream seeds. One of them you can craft with the book to get yourself a dictionary of spirits, and plant one of them and grow it until you get 2 demon's dream fruit. Save one for later. Use a block that will stay on fire forever, such as this coal block, toss a fruit on it, and ignite it. This will create spirit fire. The most basic form of the occultism storage uses the dimensional storage actuator. It will hold 128 slots, and each one of the slots can hold around 1,790 items. The minimum materials for making this are shown as follows. Throw the andesite, black ink, diamonds, feathers, hooks, and oak saplings into your spirit fire. Start by growing your affected oak saplings. You'll note they say occultism instead of Minecraft now. Crawling around like this is totally optional. Once you have them grown, showing occultism, eat a demon's dream fruit, wait for the world to transform, and mine all the logs. And that gives you otherworld wood. Take 9 of those and throw them into the fire. 25 of the other stone become sacrificial bowls, and then one of them is surrounded by 8 of your gold ingots to make a golden sacrificial bowl. 9 of the remaining other stone can be cooked in a furnace to get 9 burnt other stone. Craft the burnt other stone and the otherworld ashes into 3 chalks. 1 chalk can be immediately thrown into the spirit fire to create white chalk. The spirited tune gems will be crafted into 4 spirited tune crystals. The taboo books, awakened feathers, and purified ink can be combined together into a book of binding. These are not stackable, so you may want to use them one at a time. With the books of binding, use the 12 white dye to make 3 foliate books, and the green dye to make 1 ginny book. The sticks and iron ingots are crafted into a butcher knife that you can use for getting tallow. Craft your tallow with string to make candles. You actually only need 4 candles at this stage. Vanilla candles will also work for this. For this tier 1 storage, we will be eventually crafting Strigeor's binding, shown here. And just in case you're wondering how to set up your occultism space in general, here is what the final ritual circle will look like. The Wandering Trader is optional, but could be handy for a few of the rituals. So to help in drawing these pentacles, you can open up your spirit dictionary, click on pentacles, and the first one we're going to make is Aviar's circle. And I've already placed a sacrificial bowl to help me guide how I'm going to place things. Candles will go here, and use your white chalk to draw everywhere it indicates that you need to make glyphs. If you accidentally place one wrong, you can just break it, and if you happen to not like how a particular style looks, you can change it until it's prettier. The first ritual we will be performing uses Aviar's circle to summon a crusher foliate. We are going to need this crusher foliate in order to make crushed glowstone for our impure golden chalk, and crushed endstone and crushed obsidian dust for our impure purple chalk. I am also going to show you how to get that endstone. Your mod pack may have easier ways of getting these items. Our foliate crusher recipe needs raw iron, raw gold, raw copper, and raw silver placed into the sacrificial bowls, and a book of binding foliate placed into the golden sacrificial bowl. When you have a book of binding foliate, combine it with your dictionary of spirits to get the bound version to use for your rituals. Silver can be pack dependent, but most packs have made all raw silver compatible with this recipe. You'll know if it works if when you right click with your into your golden sacrificial bowl, it says that it started summoning a foliate or crusher. And while that is working, I'm going to show you the next circle. You only need this one if you are going to need help getting to the endstone. And you can see that it uses the same white chalk markings as before, but we now have these additional gold chalk markings, which can't be made until the crusher demon's available. Once your demon has been summoned in, throw them a raw gold. You can shift right click to see what item they are currently crushing. And you can remove it from them if you've made a mistake and accidentally given them the obsidian first, which I may have done. Once they have crushed the gold for you, toss them to obsidian, and let them get to work on that. Use the gold, the glowstone dust, and one of your remaining impure white chalks to make an impure golden chalk, and toss that into the fire. Use your Dictionary of Spirits and pull up Hedyrin's Lure. Carefully place it on the same multi-block as your Aviar's circle, and fill in golden chalks in all of the new places marked. With Hedyrin's Lure, we're going to summon a possessed endermite who will drop an endstone when killed. For this ritual, we will need a book of foliate bound, 2 dirt, and 2 stone, and an egg to sacrifice. We will also want some way to kill the endermite when it spawns in. Now for rituals with sacrifice, right-click into the golden sacrificial bowl to begin the ritual, and right-click to sacrifice the egg. Even if a chicken spawns, it seems to count. So you'll notice the particles have turned purple, so that it has begun summoning the possessed endermite. Possessed creature appears, and on dying, drops the endstone. Now the crusher actually picked it up immediately. Use your crushed endstone with your 2 obsidian dust and your final impure white chalk. Make an impure purple chalk, and throw that in the fire. With the Dictionary of Spirits, go to Strigeor's Higher Binding, and fill in your purple chalk as marked, and also place the spirit crystals where indicated. Some of the rituals we're going to do for this are actually going to use Esvieus rather than Strigeor's, but luckily, Esvieus is contained within Strigeor's, and the mod is smart enough to know which you're trying to use. Now that we have the Strigeor circle set up, we can bind demons to our storage components. The most basic form of the storage needs a storage actuator base and a dimensional crystal matrix. The storage actuator base is made with 3 gold ingots and an otherstone pedestal, along with a book of foliage. The otherstone pedestal is crafted by taking 3 other stone and turning them into 6 otherstone slabs, and using 5 of the slabs plus 1 more otherstone. The dimensional crystal matrix is made with 3 blocks of quartz and an ender pearl used with the Book of Genie. And they can then be crafted in a crafting table to make your dimensional storage actuator. Once you have a dimensional storage actuator crafted, you can use it immediately, and it will hold the items when picked up. I would actually recommend, though, that you wait until you make at least 1 storage stabilizer, just so you can place that first storage stabilizer beneath your dimensional storage actuator, as shown here. It doesn't really matter though, because the dimensional storage actuator can be picked up, and then when it is replaced, the items will still be there. The Tier 1 storage stabilizer uses an otherstone pedestal, a block of copper, a blaze powder, a spirited tin gem, and a book of foliate. Here are the materials for making 1 Tier 1 storage stabilizer. And here are the materials for making all 6 Tier 1 stabilizers. The Tier 2 storage stabilizers are constructed with the Tier 1 stabilizer, 2 spirited tin gems, a block of silver, a gas tier, and a bound book of Genie. Here are the materials for making 1 Tier 2 stabilizer, and here are the materials for making all 6. It is fine to mix and match Tier 2 and Tier 1 stabilizers, and you will simply get an additional amount of storage space. And each storage stabilizer can be placed up to 5 blocks away from the matrix, facing it. I feel that the greatest strength of the Occultism storage is how it works across dimensions. The storage accessor requires these additional materials shown here. The andesite is turned into otherstone and used to craft otherstone slabs to make an otherstone tablet, which is then combined with the gold ingots and the stone buttons to make the inert storage accessor, and then finally you'll use Strigeors to bind a demon into it to make the final storage accessor. The storage accessor begins with a red dot, and then once it's bound to a storage unit, it has a green dot. To bind it to a storage system, shift right-click on any part of the dimensional storage actuator, and you'll get a confirmation that it has been linked. If you have a Can's Curious slot, the remote control can be put into that slot and accessed with your keybind for that slot. You can also make a stable wormhole to access your storage, which can be fed into with pipes and hoppers, and creatures such as transport foliate demons and Ars Nouveau starbunkles can access materials in it and take them out. The materials needed for it are shown here. It is crafted by making an otherstone frame, combining that with gold ingots into a wormhole frame, and then binding it to a foliate demon. As always, be careful right-clicking the ender pearl. In my experience, these rituals take a few minutes if you don't speed them up, but you do get a notification that the rituals are done, and of course, chances are that you've got other things that you're working on while you're doing this. But I do have access to time in a bottle, so... Whee! As with the storage accessor, shift right-click, link the stable wormhole to your storage actuator. Then you can place it wherever, and right-click it to access. So, there's your new guide to occultism storage.